Okay.
Because the algorithm always likes to make things complicated.
Hello there, folks. Sorry to keep you waiting. This is something I was just saying before we went live. You'll notice that this episode of Sunday Night Live is not age restricted this week. There's actually a very good reason for this. Because of a unexpected encounter, for want of a better expression, that we discovered last week, that to verify your age on age-restricted videos, YouTube are rolling out another way to get age verified, where you either verify your age via credit card information, or you verify it via like government ID, so like ID card or a passport. So what we're doing as an experiment for this week, that music is really still too loud. Hang on, just bring it down. No, too loud. That's better. What we're doing as an experiment this week, this won't be age restricted, but I will put like a disclaimer after the show goes off the air saying, warning, some dialogue may be not to everyone's taste, so bear this in mind before you go into this. And if you're offended after that, after seeing the disclaimer, who's the bigger idiot? Just saying. Alright, and in the chat with this evening we have the esteemed Sean Retro, and we have the pop punk gamer himself, the president himself, Preston. There's a slew of things that we're going to get to this week, but you hear so often of celebrities getting a bit of a bad rep in places, and we've had our issues with this particular individual down the years, some of it because of his politics, but supervillain he is not in this instance. Jim Carrey has gifted a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 crew member with a new $40,000 car. Jim Carrey raffled off a Chevy Blazer RS on the set of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and one lucky crew member won the 40 grand ride. Jim Carrey did something fun for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 crew, with one crew member walking away with the keys to a brand new car. Directed by Jeff Fowler, the first Sonic the Hedgehog featured Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, the movie's villain opposite Sonic, and Tom Wachowski. The movie was released to great success in theaters, prompting Paramount Pictures to order Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Set to reprise his role in the upcoming sequel, Jim Carrey has been in Vancouver shooting his scenes. Wanting to show his thanks for the hard work put into the movie by the crew, Carrey reportedly held a raffle with a new Chevy Blazer RS, a vehicle that retails for just over $40,000. As the grand prize, the winner was chosen on Friday morning, with a crew member who worked as a grip on Sonic 2 winning the Blazer. Based on the video game series popularized by the Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog currently stands as the highest grossing video game adaptation of all time. Knew it. Fans have also particularly praised Carrey's performance as Dr. Robotnik. In an interview with Digital Spy last year, director Jeff Fowler explained how Carrey improvised a lot of his material and was very involved creatively in crafting the live-action version of the video game supervillain. With Robotnik, there wasn't quite so much to pull from the source material because he's a very much mustache twirly, and for the purposes of the film, we're trying to help keep him a little more grounded. I mean, we still had a lot of fun with the character. The development went into him, and all of that was made just great. By the casting of Jim Carrey and the ideas that he brought to it, it just felt like he really responded to the character in the most incredible way and had so many ideas for how to develop him. The director added, "Really, it's just so much fun to see what he's cooked up and to be trying stuff we were always doing alts or just coming up with different gags and ways to do the scene. They gave us a lot of really great options when it came to editing. Fowler returns to direct Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with a script from returning screenwriters Pat Casey and Josh Miller. Oh, it's a funny thing. They said in the making of the original movie, one of them said their mothers complained at them for wasting so many hours on playing the video game. They can actually sort of say now, we were doing extensive research. I like that.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Yep.
Love you.
Returning from the first movie along with Kerry as Robotnik, Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic, James Marsden as Tom, and Tika Sumpter as Maddie. Sonic's pal Tails is confirmed to be in the movie, while Knuckles is heavily rumoured to appear, but no voice actors have yet been named for these animated characters. It has been reported that Jason Momoa is under consideration for the part of Knuckles. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will be released in theaters by Paramount Pictures on April 8, 2022. It will stream on Paramount Plus following its theatrical release window. This news comes to us from TMZ. Right, now just to get to the brass taxes of this. It's like I say, I've had issues with Kerry before with, some of the way that he'll be trying to force his politics on people, which, by the way, folks, don't ever do that. It just, it just never ends well. But when I see stuff like that, with him being that generous and, just showing appreciation for what people did, I can't narc on a guy for that. So, yeah, good for you, Jim. Being the complete antithesis of your character at the moment. And I do agree where they say some of the best stuff is done that's improvised, because sometimes you'll stumble onto something by accident, but you like the way it looks or sounds, and it's just like, hey, let's roll with this. Let's actually work with it. So, yeah. Stephen, thoughts?
Quite a noble act for the guy. Not much I can say other than that.
Madam President?
It's a nice gesture to do that. Like, you would be able to do something like that. Just auction off a car that, like, again, he's rich enough to afford that, so why not? Just, like, auction off a car. It's like, Jim, if you're handing out money, I'll take some. It's fine.
Me too.
This is pretty cool.
Can I have some money too? I want to buy a pickup truck.
No! Can't even drive it. No.
Can I have the money to buy Gunpla?
Maybe.
Can I have the Tori Wilson edition of Gunpla? Raiden's like, oh yeah, I want that too. Speaking of Raiden.
I've always been a fan of Kerry's work. Yeah, he can be erratic with his opinions, but
no comment.
Man, this is what celebrities should do, man. Give back. Well, we already know one celebrity who's always been has a heart of gold. Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. But just good stuff. You need to see more of that. So yeah, good shit.
It's time to laugh out loud once again.
Oh.
Oh, hang on. This gonna be good. Oh, hang on. Let me just get past this, because you just need to get past the ad. Okay. Right, I'm going to amp the volume up slightly for this. This is going to be too down low.
Okay.
It's exactly as it sounds.
Oh no! Oh, this ought to be good.
Okay. I'm at 0-0.
It's like Dennis Leary once said in one of his stand-ups, honey, get out the popcorn, this is going to be fucking great!
Too bad I don't have any popcorn at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright. Here we go. I'm at
And I am at 0.
3, 2, 1. Prepare the oxygen tanks because we're going to be laughing out loud that we're going to be splitting our sides laughing. Play.
Oh, wow. So this is the future?
Yeah, I invented time travel.
You did?
It's surprisingly easy.
Let me guess.
why does that Schwarzenegger looks a little bit
Time
like
travel.
Casper Van Dien?
Backwards.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I know how the future plays
Seriously,
out.
look at him.
After a successful
He
campaign,
looks almost
I'm
exactly
president
like
of the
Stallone.
United
It's
States
weird.
of America.
That's because it's
I
deep
invent
fake.
flying cars, and then we get out
Oh,
cars.
that's cool. Okay.
Perfect future.
Well, it's kind of like that. Save for the flying cars and you becoming president and getting your ass to Mars.
That's bullshit.
Check out the top action stars. They're all named Chris.
Chris, God, I hate that name.
It's true.
No, in the 80s, your name had to be unpronounceable.
Jackie Chan,
Then,
Dolph Lundgren.
heck, I've been in a movie with him and I still can't pronounce his name.
And God, what is with them making cartoons for movies now?
Jean-Claude.
Marvel? What is that?
It's so unoriginal.
Oh, this is coming from the guy that makes 17 Rambos.
Hey,
He's making a good point.
And those
They're
last
so
two Rambo
big.
movies were brutal
yeah,
AF.
they
trust
almost
me.
make me and you look tiny, huh, big guy?
Yeah. Well, you for sure. What are you, 5'6", 5'7"?
Oh, shots fired.
I'm 6'2".
Yeah, in 12-inch lifts.
Ooh.
6 inch lips.
Oh,
That confused you.
Why is everyone bald in the future?
Yeah, no, it's like they're all homo geniuses.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Oh, bullet.
Oh, okay, because your 1950s flat top is so stylish.
It's not for style, it's for function. I believe in the purity of the hair.
Okay, calm down there, Mr. Austrian Oak.
Let's
Let's move on. Well, they're also pretty.
Yeah, it's all like little girly men.
Yeah, we're the moles, the mullets.
Well, they're wearing masks, maybe they're ashamed.
Ashamed.
Somewhere
Of
my oldest daughter
The
trend
low
is
kill
drooling
count. I
over
mean, what is
Henry
this Mickey
Cavill.
Mouse bullshit? I mean, we would have killed 100 people by the first act. And even when they do kill someone, they come back in the sequel. I mean, if I was in this movie, I would punch Vision in the stomach and pull out his goddamn spine.
Vision, I think he's the good guy.
Who cares? Remember Total Recall? I just grabbed that bystander
Oh,
and used it as a
God.
shield, and everyone loved it. No one wants to see
bring that-
Poochie
Oh my
Cat. They
God.
want to see T2.
Oh, I gotta bring that
yeah.
movie up, man.
You know what? You're right, big guy. They want to see the Total Recalls, the Terminators, the Cliffhangers.
A cliffhanger. Wow,
You
Sly,
know
you're
how
so funny.
hipsters are, they'll see this
I was
is-
being
this is what
serious.
people like in the 90s.
Why does everything look so fake?
It's CGI.
let's see.
What? What's that?
Advanced graphical illustration composed by a series of learning computers.
Computers? That means they're all nerds.
No, it's not funny.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
Computers. All
Hey!
of it. Even the
Watch
scripts are
it.
composed by a series of algorithms.
That means.
Hey,
Of
see,
course,
Arnold
means
gets
that-
it.
What's that?
Oh god, what?
Idiot.
Oh god, that
It means
scene
Skynet won!
Not the mustache. Scary. They got the Snyder cut.
What's that?
I think he's reloading.
Reloading? A pistol? Come on, everybody knows pistols have unlimited rounds.
Look at him, he's even aiming it.
It was nice.
Wow,
Idiot.
back in the 80s, we just pulled the trigger and the bullet always found its target.
I'm telling you, he's
Yeah.
a bunch of quiet boys compared to us. The quiet boys. Is that the weird science kid?
Yeah, and now he's the top grossing action star in the world.
I want to go back to the 80s.
Me too, big guy.
Go back to the 80s where you belong.
I got an idea. once we get back to the 80s, how about we find this little Robert Downey Jr. kid and give him a whip?
Yeah.
Oh, you look young there.
And I'll push him into the toilet. And
Damn.
I'll flush it. And then I'll punch him in the stomach and rip out his goddamn spine.
No,
you
no.
keep it PG, okay?
What's with the spine ripping?
Arnie, you have
That's why I wanna go
issues.
back to the 80s.
Well, we can. All we gotta do is watch Time Cop.
Smart kid. He read my mind.
With your English, he doesn't have much choice.
Another
Ouch.
bad movie. Did you ever stop to think that maybe every decade has bad movies and our nostalgia is just simply clouding our judgment?
That's my secret.
What?
I don't think.
Oh, ad coming up.
I got an ad too.
Hang on.
I don't want time, YouTube.
Right, I'm at
I want
5:10.
that. I want that.
I got 2 ads in there. Damn.
What?
In here.
Okay, I'm done. I'm good.
Where you at?
Alright,
I'm on 510. I'm on 510 as well.
510.
510.
3, 2, 1, resume. Oh god.
What's with all the screaming?
It was the
This was
80s.
a fantastic videos. Thank you so much for doing it. Wow, yeah, so in character.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Huge thanks to Sam for helping to make this possible. He's the one that did the deep fake. Check him out if you can. We hope you enjoyed it. And Arnold and Stallone,
cool.
if you ever watch this video,
Yeah.
thank you for making it.
That was a
Joe.
pretty good
Absolutely.
deep
It was a
fake.
pleasure.
That's real
to
good.
thank you guys for at least one video. If you want to see more of the transformations,
Marty
stay
subscribed to
tuned
them.
because we have a little bit of the outtakes and before and after on what it looked like. Hope you enjoy it. And until next time, stay buff.
Oh wow, so this is the future?
Yeah.
That is really well
Yeah.
done.
Holy
Ah,
fuck.
damn.
Let me guess, you watched Terminator.
No. Time Cop.
And this is like really good
Backwards.
deep
I
fake.
knew it.
Whoa.
Holy
I
shit.
know how the future plays out. After a
'Cause
successful campaign, I
it
become
has to be
president of the
said,
United States of America. I invent flying cars,
when
and then we
YouTubers do a better job than big budgeted Hollywood studios, there is a problem.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Say
I
for the
gotta
flying
tell. I
cars
gotta
and you
tell
becoming
you.
president and getting-
Like
I
what?
remember. Okay,
At least they do have a
SmackDown.
bullet.
The classic
Oh,
SmackDown.
okay.
They did a
Because your
2006
1950s flat
intro,
top
and
is
that
so
shit was lazy as
stylish.
It's
hell.
not for style,
But
it's for
Like-
there
function.
was some YouTubers
I
that
believe in
did
the purity
the
of the
intros to
hair.
this. It's much better.
Okay,
Hmm.
calm down there, Mr. Austrian Oak.
Like that like that Godzilla animation I shared with you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Terminators.
Oh, that was pretty
The
good.
cliffhanger.
It's like I say,
Wow, Sly, you're so funny.
it's where they got the attention to detail with Arnold.
Let me
It's
guess, you watched
seamless.
Terminator.
No.
Whereas the guy playing Sylvester,
I never knew anyone who had
the real guy almost looks fake.
I get some bad
Whereas when he has Sylvester's face plastered on,
Yeah, it's like they're
that
all
looks real.
homogeneous.
Yeah, for real.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
The one playing Arnold, it kind of looks like Schwarzenegger to a degree,
Seriously.
but
I'm like, seriously, goddamn.
because like I say, just pause it. Look at where, looking at the guy playing Stallone, his real face looks fake, yet Stallone's face pasted there looks real.
Hey,
That's the thing that just floors me. But if you didn't know any better, you'd swear that they literally went, got the DeLorean out, brought these two to 2021, and just sat them in the chair, just doing these reactions as their 80s selves. Because sad thing is, Arnold and to be fair, Stallone has aged better than Arnold.
yes.
But even Stallone wouldn't look this good today.
Right.
But like I say, the detailing on this is so well done.
Oh yeah.
Let me have a look in the comments section real quick. Oh, they're not commenting on it as such as yet. Oh, never mind. But all I'll say is that's high quality level editing I can only dream about doing. I mean, wouldn't it be the cruelest thing if one of these days you get the guy who did the editing for this and say took an old video of only doing a rant, but then pastes Hulk Hogan's face over his.
Oh, the...
And there's poor Liz cringing, thinking, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Liz?
Liz?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm here, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just being fun.
And it's like I said, before, the fact that a YouTuber is doing much more credible results with deepfake than what Hollywood movie studios are doing to de-age people, it just speaks volumes. I mean, deepfake still has its inconsistencies. I mean, if you look at, for example, where they put Sylvester Stallone in Terminator 2 with the bar scene, there are some scenes where the Terminator is like turning around, and at a slight angle of the cheek, it has a slight inconsistency, and then when he puts the sunglasses on, it doesn't mesh too well. So it is a work in progress, but they are getting so much better with it, and I think give another couple of years of development, you won't even notice the difference. Except if you have the actors today come on and be like, "Wow, you must be my my good-looking distant relative. Yeah, I put you in touch with my makeup lady." So, I don't know. I mean, imagine. Let me see. That'd be like if they got, Kim Kardashian to do something like this, except they paste someone's face onto her that doesn't make her look like the back end of a bus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, really can't fix that, let's be honest.
Here's the thing with Kim. I will grant the lady this. Facially, not much to look at, but figure-wise, she is attractive. I'll grant the lady that. But her personality is anything but attractive. And I know we've said this so many times before, but Chloe should never have picked a fight with her over Twitter. That was doomed right from the start, because you can't argue with people like Kim, because, a full-blown narcissist will always try and twist the narrative to how they want it. But then she's married to... Wait a minute. Is she still married to Kanye, or are they actually in the process of divorcing?
They're getting divorced. Yeah, I think they're divorced now, I guess. I don't know. For me, like with any Kardashian thing, I just erase anything from my mind.
Question: who do you feel better for them divorcing? Kim?
Oh, Kanye easily. He needed to protect his sanity to get away from those women.
I still think he needs...
I don't know, man. Like, if you're an athlete or a music artist, you don't leave the Kardashian cult. The cult leaves you.
Yeah. That's fair. It's weird how, some 15 to 20 years ago, people gave Puff Daddy the same type of scrutiny for some of the things he would do. back in the day.
He's a Scorpio. He focuses on a project and he just drops and they go for a new one.
But with Kanye, it's almost like he makes Puff Daddy look modest, which at the time we didn't think was possible.
Here's the deal with Kanye. I can't lie to you. Part of me is like, fan him, but a part of me is like, I do feel bad for the shit he went through. But he goes at it in his crazy way. But you know,
yeah.
I think I'll take sympathy for Kanye over Diddy.
I feel you. Steven, thoughts on the reaction video?
It just shows how much technology has come a long way, even the stuff that's available to amateur people on YouTube and other media sites. It's like when people are getting that good at stuff, it just makes you wonder why hasn't Hollywood or some other media producer hired these people?
Because it would make them look bad. Although, given Hollywood's reputation at the moment, that doesn't require much. I mean, crying out loud. Although the de-aging process for RDJ from Civil War, I'll give them this, that looked at least moderately competent for de-aging. But what these guys were able to do, like I say, it makes it look pretty much 99% seamless. Because, it's like I said earlier, if you didn't know any better, you'd swear blind that they basically just went back to the 80s and brought Arnie and Sly to the future. Because it looks that authentically detailed. Because when I saw this originally, I'm like, what? It's like, you know full well it is a deep fake, because obviously you bring in the human factor and you know that time has not been that kind to Arnold. But looking at him there, like I say, if you didn't know any better, you'd swear that was Arnold circa 1984. But it is what it is. Lids?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was fun watching that because, again, I couldn't tell it was deep fake. I was like, whoa, this guy looks like Stallone. I had no idea it was deep fake, so it's like you literally had to tell me that shit. So other than that, it was pretty cool.
Raiden?
Yeah, pretty hilarious. The deep fake was really fun. The quotes the stuff they were saying was just as well hilarious, but you know, I enjoyed it though.
The guy who was voicing Arnold, especially with the guy doing yeah, and it's like, oh good lord, you do that way too well. I remember when Double Toasted were still Spill.com and they were reviewing this is on the tip of my tongue. It was Arnold's comeback movie in 2013, The Last Stand. And, you know, Corey and Martin were trying to out-Arnold each other, going... And you see people like Cyrus and other people like, yeah, they're going to be here a while. But, hey... It's the Spillway, you know, they just do whatever the hell they want, but it's funny to see him doing it that way. There's more fuel to the fire to this upcoming story now. Justice League star Gal Gadot confirms Joss Whedon threatened to make her career miserable.
Oh shit.
Oh, here we go again.
Last month, Justice League star Ray Fisher opened up about his experience with director Joss Whedon while making 2017's Justice League, noting in an extensive interview that Gal Gadot, along with Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins, had their own issues with Whedon as well. Now, In a new interview, Gal Gadot confirms the extent of those issues, telling Israel's N12 that Whedon threatened to damage her career when she asked to make changes to her character, noting that she handled the issue immediately. He kind of threatened my career and said if I did something, he would make my career miserable, and I just took care of it instead. In Fisher's previous interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the actor shared that Godot and Jenkins had to fight for elements of the Wonder Woman character to be saved or removed from Whedon's new take on her. As well as that, Whedon also made a mockery of how he was treating them behind the scenes. Godot's current comments to N12 back up sources from The Hollywood Reporter that report that Whedon threatened to harm her career. As follows: a knowledgeable source says Godot had multiple concerns with the revised version of the film, including issues about her character being more aggressive than her character in Wonder Woman. She wanted to make the character flow from one movie to the next. Consistency. The biggest cash, sources say, came when Whedon pushed Godot to record lines that she didn't like, threatened to harm Godot's career, and disparaged Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. Godot has also previously shared similar sentiments about how she handled her issues with Whedon. I'm happy for Ray to go out and speak the truth. I wasn't there with the guys when they shot with Joss Whedon. I had my own experience, which wasn't the best one, but I took care of it there, and when it happened, I took it to the higher-ups and they took care of it, but I'm happy for Ray to go up and say his truth. As for Godot and Wonder Woman, a third Wonder Woman film was announced soon after the release of Wonder Woman 1984, with both Godot and Jenkins returning. The film does not yet have a release date. What do you think about Godot's comment? Let us know your thoughts in your comment section below. Normally, I would keep my comments polite, tactful and to the point, but Whedon, you're a horrible scumbag. We let our thoughts be known with the stuff that came out with not only how you treated Ray Fisher, but, made changes in the Justice League movie to have like an awkward scene between her and Barry Allen, and from what we also understand, most of the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel don't want anything to do with you. We didn't get out of my face. I know I'm kind of stealing lines from Raiden there, but this fool is not worth my time, and I got nothing. It almost sounds as though that he would have said, look, either do this stuff or I make you do something deplorable where you have a scene where you walk around in your underwear or something of that nature. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting. That's what I mean. That's the vibe I'm getting from when Whedon is just like, I mean, Sean's saying it right there. Whedon is a big baby. No. That's too good for him.
That's an insult to actual babies.
I mean, most babies actually show early signs of intelligence. Maybe not so much social tact, because, they're babies at that age, they don't understand those things, but they know when to be quiet for certain things. But Whedon, I got nothing. Lids, you may, go have your weapon of choice, because I'm done. I'm done with this clown. Go do what you want.
Kind of difficult to say that I'm done with him, because considering the fact that he's responsible for a lot of the stuff that I loved as a kid and still have a fondness for, then to find out he's just a petty fucking asshole. It's like, let's look at like that. The way he treated Charisma Carpenter was fucking cold as hell. The fact that her character basically didn't get a proper send-off until like season 5, and that felt freaking forced to me. And just way he treated her, the way he said, what got me pissed off was when he said, to her after he found out she was pregnant, "Are you going to keep it?" That is when I got fucking pissed.
Excuse me?
No, he said that to her. He said that he asked her, "Are you going to keep it?"
What kind of fucking stupid question is that?
That's when I read that, I'm like, okay, first of all, you have no right over a woman's body. Fuck you. Just, the fact that also finding out that Michelle Trachtenberg was not allowed to be alone with him again. What the hell did he do the first time?
I don't even want to think about it.
Oh God, it's like there's a lot of connotations to what this man has done behind the scenes that people are finally opening their mouth about.
Oh God.
It's like I've said before. It's one thing if he's being inappropriate with a fully grown legal adult, still wrong, but it's an adult. When it's somebody that was at Michelle's age, because I think it's alleged that this took place when she was like 14 or 15 at the time, and in California, no, don't do that. If she had been 18 to 21, okay, morally, still wrong, but once they get over 18, it's just like, cops are like, well, what do you expect us to do about it? She's legal, I don't want to be that guy to say things like that, but it's the cold hard truth. Once they're legal, there's not really a lot you can do.
Well, he does kind of show that in his works. He kind of sprinkles a little bit his own beliefs, if you will, because in the Buffy comics, where he's had his hand in there, he had Dawn get together with Xander, who was his freaking mouthpiece in the series. Like, no.
I feel
you look back at a lot of his stuff, you see a lot of disgusting, misogynist, sexist, racist bullshit in there. Especially, you see that in season 2 of Buffy, where he just fucking axed Kendra. I'm like, no, you axed the only freaking African-American vampire slayer in there.
Oh, not African-American. I didn't like that.
Jamaican. I still don't buy for that accent. Fuck you. No.
And I liked Kendra.
Yeah, he did her fucking dirty. And every single person of color that has appeared on that show, they either are victims, idiots, they're wrong, or they die. Some cases, a lot of them.
Yeah, I forgot Ashanti was on there too.
Really?
She was!
Oh, God.
And Walter Jones?
Walter Jones was on there too. Just really pisses me off that, like, he got away with it for so long. Now that we're finding out that he's a fucking prick, even though people were saying it for years, but nobody wanted to believe it. His wife had to say, his ex-wife had to say, no, there is something wrong. You need to look into this. And Ray Fisher got basically treated like dog crap, and he had to say something. It's like, it's a domino effect. Eventually, everybody's gonna write him off. They even kicked him off his own show. He executive produced a show it's now on HBO Max called The Nevers. It's basically a lot of his bullshit. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I respect that you have to work, but I'm not giving that show the fucking time of day. So, yeah, fuck you, Joss Whedon. We're done. We're good. Fuck you. Bye-bye. I'm still going to consume the old stuff that you had, but I'm going to look at it with a fucking magnifying glass because no. We're done.
Steve.
I know I quoted Marty McFly before when I said he was an asshole. But in this context, an asshole has more class than he does.
Amen.
And because now this is all out in the open, I hope nobody in Hollywood tries to touch him with a 50-foot barge pole.
I don't think they just want to touch. I just think they don't want to touch him. Full stop.
Or be within a mile of his presence, basically. Really, Whedon. I got nothing. Other than that, I got nothing.
Raiden.
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't like everyone here. Mulligan, I ain't got shit to say to a scumbag. Fuck the dude. Let's move on.
Yep, I can work with that. Okay.
All I gotta say is, bitches get stitches.
Well, yeah. Onto something more pleasant, dependent on who you speak to. Spider-Man No Way Home's wrap gifts may hint at Andrew Garfield's return. A picture on the wrap gifts for Spider-Man No Way Home seems to further support the idea that Andrew Garfield will appear in the film. The wrap gifts for Spider-Man No Way Home seemingly hint at Andrew Garfield's role in the MCU film. Slated for release in December this year, No Way Home will be Tom Holland's third and potentially last solo outing as Peter Parker. It's expected to pick up with Peter in the aftermath of 2019's Spider-Man Far From Home, or according to Kaiju Noir, Spider-Man Far From Good, which ended with his identity being revealed to the world,
Not wrong.
just as he was framed for the murder of Mysterio. As a result, it seems likely that Spidey would kick off this next installment on the run, or at least working to protect himself from those who want to harm him. However, Peter might have more pressing concerns ahead than just a leaked identity. Reports have indicated No Way Home will be one of the many upcoming Marvel movies to delve into the multiverse. This theory is supported by the sheer number of past Spider-Man actors who have been said to have roles in the film, in addition to past villains like Jamie Foxx and Willem Dafoe. Cinema's past Peter Parker's Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are reportedly involved somehow. Marvel has repeatedly debunked and dodged these stories, as has Holland. However, fans have potentially received a new clue supporting Garfield's involvement. The cast and crew of No Way Home have received several goodies to celebrate the end of filming, and some pics were shared online by actor Jordan Foster. Eagle-eyed fans were quick to note that one gift, potentially a t-shirt, has a picture of Garfield's Spider-Man suit. Foster has since deleted the tweet, though the images can still be seen through Spider-Man No Way Home news, and I shall go to click the link, click the Twitter picture here, and as you can see, it's his suit. It's his suit from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Damn.
Oh, snap.
It's important to mention that this is not explicit confirmation that Garfield is in Spider-Man 3, though the use of the picture is a little suspect. One would assume they would use an image of Holland's suit over someone else's, hence why some have made the connection in believing that this is proof Garfield will be in the film. It's certainly a strange choice, and one that might emphasis actually represent No Way Home's story. Even if Garfield and Maguire truly have roles in No Way Home, Marvel won't confirm it until much closer to the movie. Their returns would easily be counted among the biggest events in the MCU, and a studio will want to treat it with the suspense and thrill it deserves. Until that confirmation comes, though, fans will pore over every little detail and clue that will emerge, particularly if it supports the idea that Maguire and Garfield are making Spider-Man comebacks. Well now, the plot thickens. Darren, you missed a few things. You missed Arnold and Sly Stallone doing reactions to modern day movies, and Whedon is proving to be more of a douchebag. Not that we didn't already know this. Now the news that it's hinted at Garfield may be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Here's what I'll say. Given that we've got Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina confirmed to be coming back as their respective roles from their respective Spider-Man 2 movies. And the reports that Willem Dafoe will reprise his role as the Green Goblin. Seriously, keep that guy off the Hamill juice. Seriously, he taps into his own version of Mark Hamill, except his version's on steroids. With the possibility that we'll see Tobey Maguire donning the red and blue suit for the first time since 2007, and with Andrew Garfield allegedly putting his suit back on for the first time since 2014, I'm intrigued. Probably more so for Garfield. I mean, I like Maguire as Parker, but as I've said so many times down the years, his Spider-Man aspect of the role needed so much work. Whereas with Garfield, you couldn't get him to shut up. It's like, especially
it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man in a nutshell.
Yeah, especially during the car thief scene. It's just like that to me. When I think of Spider-Man in live action form, that's who I think of. Tom Holland. I don't dislike Tom Holland as an actor, but when I see him as Spidey, that to me it's either Spider-Man still being developed, or maybe I'm just looking through it with nostalgia goggles, but to me, his version of Spidey is not Spidey in terms of the humor. In terms of the awkward nerdiness as Peter Parker, he's got it down. Toby had it down much better, though. But in terms of the snark, Garfield has them trounced easily over the other two, because Maguire only, cracked about maybe 1 to 2 jokes per movie, when part of Spider-Man's routine and shtick is that his humor is a facade. It's just a way of masking his true feelings, and it's just a way for him just to sort of be himself when he's not being himself. Whereas, like I say, when you hear Maguire, it's, even when he did come out with jokes, even as Liz said, they're bad ones, and they're not like they're so bad they're good. It's like they're just bad. I'll say this much for when he was playing Dark Suit Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. At least he was trying to be a tiny bit snarkier, but that's because of the symbiote more than anything. But, so as I said, too long, didn't listen. Garfield over Maguire and Holland. I know that there was like an interview where Garfield was giving was trying to deny it, to the point where the denial was going on for like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, dude, if you have to deny something, usually just say it for maybe 20 to 30 seconds. The fact that you were going on for that long kind of suggests there's something else going on there. But what would I know? Steve, are you buy or sell that Andrew Garfield is going to reprise his version of Spider-Man in No Way Home? Do you think he will, or do you think it's just pure speculation?
I'm still going to have to wait for a trailer before I make any further judgment.
Aight. Lids?
For me, that's kind of the same thing. I need to see a trailer before I get some kind of context. I do like that it's basically playing into the multiverse event, basically, where it's like Wanda using, no spoilers, mild spoilers for WandaVision, but using the Grimoire to basically try to get her kids and her husband back, but that might open up a giant can of worms. That's like, because this is like, this, WandaVision, Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Multiverse of Madness are going to be like basically a trilogy of events that are going to take place. I don't know how the rest of the films are going to play out with how Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is going to play out. Also, want to see that movie? Give me that movie now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, again, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Spider-Man, whether Garfield or Maguire show up. It's like, again, and I do love Garfield's Spider-Man, even though people didn't like him very much. I'm like, he's Spider-Man. He's supposed to be a quirky, jerky asshole.
Yep.
This is basically a nerd playing out his power fantasy, where it's like he gets to say the things that he never gets to say because he has to keep his head down, or else he's going to get thrown in a trash can. I don't see what your problem is.
Are they serious? Nobody seems to understand the concept of the mask. I like how he was being Deadpool before Deadpool.
I think the only time. I think the only time Spider-Man, something from Spider-Man was pretty funny was the Spider-Man 2. That's when he lost his powers, and it's just, just shooting the shit with the guy when he was taking the elevator.
That was funny.
It does ride up in the crotch there. It's like, nice, Parker, nice.
Mm-hmm. Again, sorry, go ahead.
The one thing I will praise highly with the original trilogies, I could never fault that suit.
That was a pretty damn good suit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind Holland's suit, but again, for me personally, the suit that I like is Garfield's suit, because it looks exactly like out of the comics, especially when you get to the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted.
Gimme.
But yeah, all in all, I am looking forward to seeing what happens. And the fact that you have to keep Tom Holland fucking quiet. I bet you the freaking Marvel snipers are working overtime because, yeah, he tends to be a bit of a leaker of certain things. Like the fact that he has to keep his damn mouth shut is gotta be torture for him. It's like, either you keep your mouth shut or we're just gonna replace you.
You imagine, like, the snipers, like, looking up from a building 4 miles away. Mr. Faggy, I got the target locked inside. Should I shoot on contact? No, not yet. He hasn't been asked the question. I'll keep that in mind. But then again, Mark Ruffalo was just as bad. Because
good point.
Yeah. Did anyone else find it a bit weird in Spectacular Spider-Man how Shocker sounded like he was from the Bayou?
Yeah. Great. Now I'm picturing the Marvel sniper looking like the sniper from TF2. Anybody knows what I'm talking about?
Don't ever let my brother hear about TF2. He'll go off on such a fangasm. He loves that game.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whatever it is they do. It's like, again, I'm gonna have to see a trailer to get my full opinion, because also who was gonna be in the movie? Daredevil. So it's like, give me that. Give me all the things.
And Charlie Cox is a really, really good Matt Murdock.
Oh yes. Say what you will about certain parts of the Netflix Marvel series, but him and Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones were chef's kiss. Perfect.
And also, Jessica Jones, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Just to sort of get off topic slightly a second, anyone notice there was quite a few love scenes during Jessica Jones's run?
Yeah.
Oh!
Especially with the lady, he's my advisor. My brother and I were watching it one time, and the way that they were acting out the scene, I'm like, hun, you can't be acting there. That looks real. That, again, some people like to do method acting. I mean, just look at Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton in The Monsters Ball.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, man.
They were doing that for real. That one acting. And also Halle Berry. And also Halle Berry. Go on, man.
Make me feel good. It's something I will not hear normally ever again after seeing that movie.
And Halle Berry. Early 20s crush. Mind you, that girl still looked fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting thing. I remember reading this in an interview. It was around late 2000, early 2001. Her and her partner at the time liked to play this little game where she only wears her wig from X-Men. I'll let you fill in the blanks. Well, I saw her in Swordfish. Anyway, enough, past ideal scenarios. I would say fantasies, but that could get taken the wrong way. Raiden, your thoughts on Andrew Garfield possibly being in MCU Spider-Man 3, buy or sell?
I'm gonna be very neutral. I'll be short. Like,
sure.
Let me know when the trailer hits until I know everything.
Yeah. That is gonna be like let's go with the scenario for the moment. Let's just say that it is legitimate and all three Spider-Men are going to be in the picture. You know Maguire's is going to be the odd one out if all three of them decide to have a snark-off fest.
Yeah.
Garfield will win, though. Garfield will fucking win.
Yes, he will.
But the odd one out in another scenario will be Tom Holland's version because, let's call it for what it is, it's Iron Spider-Man. Again, it'll just be interesting to see how that plays out. I think for Andrew Garfield in particular, he's gonna feel like he's a little kid, watching one of his idols because he absolutely idolized Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man when he saw the first movie come out. So that's going to be an interesting setup for him. Whereas with Tom Holland, I don't know. All we ask is that one other actor gets brought in, and I know a certain Snack Attack reviewer will want this to happen. Oh, crab, mega crab. They'll go get me some pictures of Spider-Man while you're at it. If there's going to be more than one Spider-Man, you know there's going to be more than one JJ.
Oh, J.K. Simmons would have a field day playing both Jamesons.
And to my understanding, he's having a field day playing Invincible at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
That is terrifying.
Man, oh my fucking God.
Oh.
And you saw the fucking memes. Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Bruh. Oh, my God. For people who don't know, watch Invincible. You won't regret it. If you're squeamish, can't help you with that.
There's a lot of, not just blood, but you hear. It's got a good sound design. I'm going to admit that because good Lord.
Yeah. Omni-Man, yeah. J.K. Simmons is Omni-Man. Oh my Lord. Oh, the shit he was saying, my man. I'm like, your mom.
Like, I loved your mom, but she was. It's more of a pet to me. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no. No, again,
God.
I get a lot of people saying that that's like a comparison when Ego said to Star-Lord, yeah, I loved your mom, but I gave her cancer, and I'm sorry, I feel really bad about it. You think he's gonna respond well after that?
Bro, I thought Homelander was scary, but oh my god.
Oh.
Or another similar scenario when Lawrence realized his father killed his mother whilst he was in werewolf form in The Wolfman.
Oh shit.
Because the story goes, I mean, I don't know how accurate the remake played to the original, because the original was out in 1942. So as to how closely they followed it is not for me to say. But the story that I understood it with the remake is that he witnessed his mother's murder. Well, he believed it as a suicide, because when you tend to witness something as a child, sometimes over time memories can get muddled, or if you're, because of the way you witnessed it, it's shock to the system and what have you, so the memories may get contorted over time. But I think when Lawrence realizes that it was his father that had come back as the creature, and of course it was him that killed his brother and then bit him, and then Lawrence has that epiphany where he just goes, "You killed my mother," and Anthony Hopkins as John Talbot, he just goes, "Yeah, I suppose I did." And I'm like, oh, dude. It's like, I appreciate I understand you're dead inside, but that was the boy's mother and your wife's. Like, seriously, what is wrong? Oh, yeah, we know what's wrong with you. Never mind. But that's the thing with Anthony Hopkins. He takes his roles a tiny bit too seriously. I mean, just look at his role as Abraham Van Helsing when he did Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, having said that, could you imagine him as a younger actor playing Dracula? Good lord, the ham fest.
Oh.
But, yeah. Of course, it does make you wonder what story setup they're going to go with, because if Willem Dafoe is indeed back, he's going to have a field day seeing 3 potential Spider-Men. Alfred Molina, his story arc is picking up exactly right at the end of Spider-Man 2, so for all intents and purposes, Doc Ock is coming in as a babyface. Whereas with Jamie Foxx as Electro, if I recall correctly, his character actually died at the end of Amazing 2, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
So he's probably more than likely going to be healed, whereas Willem Dafoe, it's very rare when we see him playing a good guy, because he always just plays a heel so well, although him playing a face with that creepy way, there's always a thing when he smiled as the Goblin when he's looking in the mirror. I'm like, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
If you ever want to see a movie where Willem Dafoe is actually playing a good guy, but he's still got his Willem Dafoe-isms, watch Boondock Saints, the first one.
Oh yes. Oh my God, he is over the top in funnest way possible.
Yes.
One movie where his character's a little more subtle. Have any of you ever seen the independent vampire movie Daybreakers?
I've heard of that. I've heard about it.
Very underrated. It's shot on a budget mainly in Australia, but the 3 main Hollywood actors they've got. First of all, you have Ethan Hawke playing the main protagonist, who's a reluctant vampire who longs to be human again. You have Sam Neill, who's playing a corrupt corporate vampiric chairman that farms humans for blood coffee. Yeah, vampires drink coffee, but they have a sufficient amount of blood in their system. Well, it's the only way you can get away with it. And there's a slightly more sinister side to the vampire lore in this. They have to have a set amount of blood in their system to have a more... When I say human form, in terms of rational thought and being able to communicate, because if they don't get enough blood in their system, they start turning into what they call the underdwellers, which is basically vampires resembling Neanderthalic humanoid bat creatures that lose all sense of rational thought and intelligence. Whereas there was this one real dark scene. I know it's a vampire movie, so it's dark by default. But there's this one dark scene where this one girl who had been a vampire for decades didn't want this curse anymore. So she leaves a suicide note and watches the sun come up.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, imagine, like, living with this realization that you were probably, say, bitten around 12 to 15. You're never gonna, grow up to have children. You're always gonna be stuck in this form. And if you don't have a set amount of blood, you turn into this nightmarish creature that has little resemblance of humanity left. You just want to take yourself out of it. And this is where the movie loses some sense of logic. The cure for vampirism, as in to turn a vampire back to human, sunlight. I know, I made this...
Oh, what?
I had the same reaction, but it's... The way it's shown firsthand is that Dafoe's character is doing daylight driving, where what they have the cars modified to do, during the evening, the cars there are like any other car during the day, but at night. But during the daytime, think like Kit's tinted windshield throughout all 4 seasons, where all the windows will just tint up and no sunlight comes in. But his character is, watching the road through monitors coming in. And the only reason he's driving during the day is because he's a speed freak. He has... Oh, by the way, Raiden, you'll like his character. He's got at least one 1960 Chevy Bel Air. He's got a 1978 Pontiac Trans Am Bandit Edition. And he's got a 1964 Ford Mustang. He ends up having a crash. Goes straight through the windshield. Of course, it's out in the sunlight, but he goes straight into the water afterwards because, something to put the fire out. And then he thinks, it's like, I'm screwed. Puts his hand out, not even burning once. I think what it implies is, if it's controlled bursts of sunlight where it causes humanity to flare up in small doses, it gets things to go back to how they're supposed to. It's the only thing I can fault the movie on. But other than that, considering this movie was done on a budget, actually, I can probably tell you how much they made it for, because it wasn't a big budgeted one. Daybreakers. Let me see. It was done on a budget of 20 million. Which, even by 2010 standards, 20 million is not a lot. But it did make its money back. It made about 51 million at the box office. But, you know, it's an independent movie, so it's not going to be like 1990s Ninja Turtle movie, which that was the highest grossing independent movie of that year, because that movie was done on a budget of 13 million, yet it made over 200 million dollars. Which, in today's money, that's a lot of money. But I highly recommend it. Actually, let me find out a moment. Let's see. Daybreakers Netflix. There's Daybreak. That's something else.
That's a Stallone movie.
Yeah. According to this, it says that Daybreakers should still be on Netflix, so one can only presume that it is. Oh, Dan says he's seen Daybreakers. He loves Defoe in that. One of the lines that he says in there, when they were talking about the risks of possibly being rebitten, because obviously if a vampire detects that one of them's changed back into human, they view him as food. He, when they talk about risks, he says, and I quote,
Oh! Why?
folks, I'm not reading out what he said, because no. And
Just no.
And he just comes out. Wait, I really should rethink that. He just says it out with it, and I'm like, and there's me watching like around 2010. I'm like, that floored me when I heard that originally, because I'm like, okay, we're actually going there. Wow. The rest of the actors in there are all native to Australia, but they put on surprisingly convincing American accents, including one of the scientist characters, who's actually an Australian TV actor who has a small role, but he's like this one that comes up with this artificial plasma for vampires, because the human population is just about on the brink of extinction, which means their farming, for human blood is becoming much less and less, which is why you're having savagery on the street, and I don't mean Macho Man savagery, where, like I say, they're resembling bat creatures instead of humanoid creatures, and like I say, he just comes up with this new plasma that will be able for them to continue on living. But this is where it gets weird. Defoe's character gets bitten again, but he doesn't turn him back into a vampire. Instead, because the blood has been treated, those who bite the treated turn back into human. And I'm like, what?
What?
I looked at him like, that's not how that works. I mean, No, I can't think of anything witty to go with that. That's just like...
It seems like a very, very long-winded Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh no, I got bit. Oh no, I turned back into a vampire. How does this work?
Yeah, but... Like I say, it's the only thing I can sort of... mark it down for is the fact that it's... pseudoscience, but done really badly, if that makes any sense. But, you know, I will double check if it's on Netflix a little bit later, because it's one of those movies, it makes you think a little bit, and you'll actually hate Sam Neill's character, because one of the characters that gets captured is his daughter, who's still human, and he basically gets a soldier to turn her into a vampire because he didn't have the guts to do it himself. It's one of those... Oh, yeah. Yeah. He actually went that far.
Oh, he's a special kind of scumbag.
And should be noted, that's probably the first time Sam Neill's probably been in a horror movie since Event Horizon.
Ooh.
I've heard things about that movie.
Oh God, just
that and the one before that was when he played a certain character called Mr. Thorne. Yeah, I've never sat all the way through those movies. There are some horror movies I'll be more than okay with watching. I mean, vampires, werewolves, mummies, they're based on certain myths and legends, but like 90% of that is works of fiction. But when there's stuff about spirits and what have you, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching that. No. Which is why I won't go to watch the latest in the series of The Conjuring. I saw the trailer for that. I'm like, nope.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. No. Do not do it.
Yeah, no, just like I think the first Conjuring movie got me with the hands in the hallway where like they clapping next to her face. I'm like, no, we are not doing this. No. No.
Takes you back to friggin' Hellraiser.
Yeah, because I've had those moments in my house where it's like, I feel like somebody's in my house, but there's nobody there, and then there's a noise, and I'm like, nope, I'm going back to my room.
I've had cases like that before when I was at my grandmother's house. Not nice.
Yeah, Annabelle.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that one as well.
Oh God.
I just got.
My doll phobia was way before Annabelle.
I'm finding it out that, like, yeah, the real actual Annabelle doesn't look as creepy. It's a freaking Raggedy Ann doll. Ugh.
Hey, you know how Hollywood.
Yeah.
Bad great shit.
No, but
just no.
Or the other one that I've heard about, The Nun.
Oh God! Holy water.
Oh, like there's a bit of a controversy with that, where it's like they had an advert on YouTube where it's like it looked like it seemed like the ad was like turning down the volume. Well, I had experienced that ad firsthand, where it's like I'm walking down the stairs in my house, where it's like I'm thinking, oh shit, my phone must be bugging out. All of a sudden I see the nun in my face, like no.
No. It's like
I almost legitimately dropped my phone when that happened. No.
If I was in the same position, I probably would have fallen down the stairs.
I was this close.
Yikes!
It's like I say, certain things like Bram Stoker's Dracula, although creepy and scary, you can have this suspension of disbelief because although it's based on a real historical figure, a lot of it has been embellished and exaggerated and done for effect. Similar thing with Stephen Sommers' The Mummy. I look at that as a horror movie for families. It has a scary aspect to it, but it knows when to back off.
Oh, I've seen that movie. Those are campy and fun.
But like I say, it's done in a way whereby it's scary but not scary. It works within its boundaries rather than trying to work against it. But like I say, anything that's spirits, ghouls, and ghost related, with the exceptions of Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and Afterlife and Casper, no. I will not watch a movie about ghosts, no.
Oh, so you probably wouldn't watch Poltergeist, would you?
No thanks.
Or 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Or The Exorcist.
Oh no, especially not that one.
God, no.
That actually scared...
That's legitimately the only movie that scared the shit out of my brother, so no.
Interesting thing, there were a bunch of unexplained fires that happened on the set, and one of the producers and the writers all looked at each other and goes, maybe do you think this is forces at work saying maybe we shouldn't be playing around with this?
I think that like the Poltergeist movies also have a curse on them as well. A lot of misfortune and bad things have happened to some of the actors who were in those movies.
Oh yeah.
They reckon the Dark Knight's cursed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I did see The House on Haunted Hill. That for late 90s standards, especially with what happened to the wife at the end of the movie. Oh, that was gruesome. And I think, what was it at the end? It was the baseball star and some other girl that ended up like winning the money, but they were at the top of the lighthouse. It was like, how are we getting down from here? It's like, that's
a problem.
Yeah. It's like I say, certain movies, no. Dan's just asking, you won't watch Ghost with Patrick Swayze. It's a bit difficult for me not to watch it, since my mother periodically watched that back in the day, because she had a thing for Patrick Swayze.
Your mom too?
I was more interested in Demi Moore, but I think most guys were. I like the way that Naked Gun 2.5 parodied that, where the way she makes an ashtray out of the pottery put down the front of his jeans.
Oh my god.
But, I think what I liked about the sort of the story of that movie is that love is timeless and love is stronger than death, because Sam stood by Molly even though he wasn't there in physical form. He was he was always there for her. Plus, I loved that chemistry between Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. The frickin' sass on that woman.
Oh my god, when he jumped into her body, and he's like, "Don't you ever do that again."
Oh god. I think that movie, and when she was Guinan on Star Trek Next Generation, I think those two things helped to put her more on the map, because people knew her, especially from things like Jumping Jack Flash or when she did The Color Purple back in the day. But it was those two separate later pieces that's like, okay, this lady can act. Then she did that Theodore Rex movie, which she wanted to get out of.
God.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Nope.
No. But apparently that thing was almost as bad as Tanny and the T-Rex, which was actually Paul Walker's first movie.
Oh my God! Oh no! Oh, double toasted and dead meat. Oh, I thought. Oh my.
I did hear they roasted that royal.
They did. They did.
But nah, I thought that the relationship that Patrick and Demi worked with in Ghost, you could buy into the fact that they were a couple, and hearing Unchained Melody between, for the pair of them, it's like, yes. And I'm not one for anything too overtly romantic, but I think everybody shed a tear where he got one last dance with her. You could, and Patrick sold that scene like a boss. Like, he's getting to hold his girl one last time, even though it's not his body, but for the audience, all they're seeing is Sam. So I think a lot of people appreciated that. Also, even to this day, when you see the bad ones taken away and you hear those really creepy sound effects of them being taken away, it's like, ugh. As a kid, that scared the crap out of me back in the day. Probably almost as bad as when I saw the original Jaws as a kid, because I would actually have nightmares for weeks.
Yeah.
When I was like 7 or 8, I had nightmares about sharks.
Oh God, no! Like I as a kid, I couldn't even look at shark pictures in books as a kid. And it's like, I had a kid chase me around the library at my middle elementary school, just chasing me around with the book in the library, and I'm crying my eyes out. Like, yeah.
But that is.
Thank you. Using my trauma against me. Thank you so much for that.
But that's, early classic Spielberg for you. He knew how to build suspense and terror. Because I think what it is that shark wasn't actually first seen until maybe like halfway through the movie, but it was just those chords of dun dun. Ugh. Yeah, like I say, for a while I couldn't watch that until many, many years later. By that point you have the slightly more stronger tolerance to be able to be like, okay, it's just a prop. And the line that Roy Scheider says, "We're gonna need a bigger boat," that is not in the script. That is ad-libbed. Because I think he was supposed to say something different, but Spielberg liked it that much. Like, no, keep that in. Keep that in. In a similar way, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Emma Stone goes, "Peter!" covers her mouth up. Mark Webb liked it that much. Like, nope, that's in character. We like that. Keep it.
Kind of reminds me when I saw Jaws with a bunch of my other college friends as a kind of a film enrichment. And I'll tell you the story. It got to the point where Mark Brody and the marine biologist are investigating the scene of the boat, and I'm not kidding. When it came to that shot where you see the corpse head suddenly appear through the hole in the boat, literally everyone, myself included, ended up jumping in fright. Because the way they had it was that it would be playing on a big projector screen with surround speakers.
Oh no!
And when it came to that moment, it just we all jumped in fright from that.
I think a similar thing happened. Me and Pete went to go watch End of Days in late '99.
End of Days. Oh God, End of Days. I know that. I know what you're talking about.
They were going like around this priest's like abandoned dwellings, for want of a better description, and the cat jumping out of the refrigerator.
Oh God! Dude, that's fucking weird, bro. That shit. I love cats, but oh my God.
That movie. I like the production of it, where they actually took the production side of it seriously enough to make the story credible. But I think by late '99, I think people just had enough of apocalyptic scenarios, end of the world scenarios happening at the end of the century and millennium, and I think by that point people just tired out with it.
There's only so many times you can hear doomsday theories before you get numb to it.
And this is where I'm going to be fair. For his first movie back after having a triple heart bypass operation, Arnold did well. To his credit, he did well. Robin Tunney, I can't fault her too much. She acts very much the tough New Yorker female protagonist. Kevin Pollak, he's Kevin Pollak, he does his job well. Gabriel Byrne, he scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
But then again, given the role he was playing, that's kind of his job. And yet the irony, about a year later in The Stigmata, he plays a priest at the Vatican. I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a divide, but it's just acting. It's just an acting role. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, make of that what you will. Right, something that's going to be less awkward and less horror-based. Although, given the way current things have gone in the world, it's a bit difficult to narrow it down.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we'll just talk about Tom Cruise.
Oh boy!
New Mission Impossible 7 images tease Tom Cruise's big motorcycle and train stunts. Tom Cruise takes the train in a new image from Mission Impossible 7, written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie. The upcoming movie will see Cruise back in another high-stakes mission as Ethan Hunt, which he's been playing that role now for the better part of 25 years.
Blimey.
Yeah, because the first one, if you recall, was out in '96. That movie was really confusing, though. Cruise spoke about the sequel's production in a new interview with Empire, and the story also included a new image of Cruise as Ethan casually hanging on the side of a speeding train. You can check it out below. Open a new window. No, I don't want to open a new window. I just want to open a new tab.
What locomotive is that?
I think it's a modified 9F. Like Evening Star?
Yeah.
Production on the sequel hasn't been easy, as the pandemic brought about significant shooting delays, that's putting it mildly. In December, audio recordings of Tom Cruise shouting at crew members for violating COVID-19 protocols on set was released to the public. And I hear Christian Bale saying, I'm going to sue you for gimmick infringement. Many fans and celebrities were supportive of Cruise at the time, though Leia Rimini suggested that the incident was a publicity stunt. In any case, Cruise told Empire how important it was to keep the production going, and that could only happen if everyone was completely safe. I've produced 30 to 40 movies. I am responsible for thousands, if not tens of thousands of jobs. All my friends in the industry, people that are in distribution, and my crew were like, what are we going to do? I could lose my house. So I told the studio and I told the industry, we're going back. We're going to get everyone back to work. We're going to start shooting this summer, and we're going to figure out how to do it safely. One major challenge in filming MI7 during a pandemic was that the high-budget feature required shooting in various locations throughout the world. Crews needed to convince places like Abu Dhabi, Norway, and Italy to let the production commence in the area while worldwide travel was mostly banned. It took a lot of meticulous planning, and when it's all laid out, it's easier to understand why crews may have been upset about crew members violating protocols. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Tom Cruise welcomes us back to summer at the cinema and the new issue of Empire, and gives us a world-exclusive interview about his crusade to save the film industry. We had to create protocols with studios and insurance companies and work on laws in each country, assuring them how we were going to film in the country. There were times when people said it's not going to happen, and I just kept saying, it's happening. Cruise admits that there were a lot of emotions with people 7 days a week, and a lot of work was needed with helping them through it. Safety measures implemented for the shoot including social distancing, facial mask, and bubbles of crew members, such as one makeup artist for every 2 actors, and having heads of departments staying in hotel rooms on their own, only shooting their required scenes and immediately leaving the set. Along with Cruise on a train, New Empire covers also tease Ethan Hunt's big parachuting motorcycle stunt, which looks quite thrilling. The sequel also stars Hayley Atwell, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, S.I. Morales, Henry Jazerny, Angela Bassett, how you doing? Frederick Schmidt, and Pom Clementif. It is the third Mission Impossible movie to be helmed by Christopher McQuarrie following Rogue Nation, and Mission Impossible 7 is scheduled to be released on May 27th, 2022. Whew. That is a lot to unpack from that. Yeah. Sean Retro, Tom Cruise, you're a really useful engine. Oh dear. Thomas the Tank Engine, the Top Gun years.
Oh, that reminds me. I found a new video for you guys to see later.
Okay. Be interesting to see what MI7 comes up with. I think if you don't count the MCU as like continuous sequels of each other, this is probably the most amount of movies within one series. Because I can't think of too many Hang on, wait. Nope, Star Wars Episode 9. So yeah, Mission Impossible needs to do 3 more movies just to break that record. Although a lot of people are actually disacknowledging the sequel trilogy to Star Wars anyhow, but that's a story unto itself.
Well, that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Very much so.
Let's not go into that.
No, let's not. Can't really add anything to what's said there. It looks as though that once he made his mind up, he was going to do exactly what he said, and it sounds like, the production will bear the fruits of the labor.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen?
I'm very intrigued to see how the sequence with the train and the motorcycle go, because the Mission Impossible series have been known for their over-the-top stunts. Like, the time where I think it was where Tom Cruise was hanging onto the side of a plane in flight. I think that was in Ghost Protocol.
Might have been. I know that he did the last stunts himself where he was leaping from building to building because he wanted to be that authentic. Because that was the one where he broke his ankle.
Oof.
The man is getting close to... It's either his late 50s or he's getting close to his early 60s and he still puts the time in.
That's dedication.
I don't agree with his stance on saying he would go into people's homes and make them, switch people's, TV's frames per second down to 24 frames per second for movies instead of 60s. Like, dude, if I want to watch a movie at 60 frames per second, that is my prerogative. Because I like to be able to watch a movie like that. I mean, I know some people like 24 frames per second. Me, I like to watch it as if it's happening in real time. That's how I like it. Although, as to be said, I do want a sequel to Night and Day. I feel like that was such a missed opportunity to not do a sequel to that. Because him and Cameron Diaz, perfect chemistry. And it's actually nice to sort of see him do a movie where it's kind of a pun on the sort of things he was doing with his Mission Impossible movies, but there's a comedic element to it. That, and I love that Pontiac GTO that they had in that movie, in which Raiden's right, I'm going to go find this on Google later. Lids, thoughts?
It looks interesting. Again, the Mission Impossible movies are fine. I don't know why I just don't have seen appeal to them. I don't know why. It's like the action's good. The fact that it's like pretty close to real, except for the fact that he's dodging airplanes and shit. It's like, I know it's Tom Cruise's power fantasy. I get it. Just movies don't exactly like intrigue me as you would think. Look cool, but just I don't know. It's maybe it's something wrong with my brain or something. I don't know. I don't see the appeal. But again, it looks cool. We'll see what happens. I'll probably be interested when the trailer drops. I don't know.
Raiden?
Well, again, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you off.
Fair enough.
Not my thing.
No, it's fair. Steve, you said you had a video?
Yeah. By our old friend Hour of P.
Oh no.
No.
I think I know where this is going. Oh, good.
I'm scared.
Oh, good lord.
Oh no! No!
I'm scared.
Oh, it's Trevor the Tractor. Don't ask me how I remember that. Oh, no. No. Trevor was orange, wasn't he?
Yeah, Terrence.
Thank
Terrence
you.
the Tractor. This was Trevor the Traction Engine.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
And it's only 2 minutes 22
That's
seconds.
fine.
Short one.
I'm scared.
I'm at 0.
I'm at 0.
I'm at 0.
Am I?
3, 2, 1, play.
Trevor is attractive. Oh, I am. Goodness gracious. Hello, Trevor.
Oh my God! What?
What's the matter? I've got cramp. What's that noise? It's the Bee Gees.
What God's name?
In.
Oh, it's Boko.
Take care, you two.
Yep.
Don't make me angry. I might stab you. Rubbish! You wouldn't dare. You should be careful, James.
Ah!
Oh God!
Oh God!
Oh, hey, Henry.
You're a special engine, James, said the fact. Ask Edward rolled his eyes. but you must well roll, sir. James knew what the fat controller meant.
No,
Well, that
why?
makes one.
Whoa!
Said De Niro. He was pretending to be the go.
De
Everyone
Niro.
came to admire James. I'm a really shit engine, he thought, and suddenly let off steam. The poor fat controller was red in the face and badly burnt. The guard came to see what was the matter. You miserable engine, he scolded. Just look what you've done to our fat controller. The other engines laughed. Disgraceful, he spluttered. But they all had the same answer.
I don't care.
Gordon was set all cross-bum. He was now toasting nicely in the sun.
What?
Huh? Ghidorah? Oh!
What the?
From the last time.
That's terrifying.
Anyway, Huff Gordon, I'm going back to sleep. But he couldn't.
CFD.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
I got nothing. I really don't.
Oh god.
Aside from the nightmares, I kind of had a chuckle.
Yeah. Oh boy. Alright, we'll do one more thing and then I think
Grammarly helps make your writing
we'll call
clear
it a
and
night.
concise, no matter where.
Yep.
That's good.
Compose a cover letter.
I'm in front of a...
Okay. That's at 0.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Mr. Beast.
Hey, more Mr. Beast.
Offering people $100,000 to quit their job.
Whoa.
I don't think I can do that, but
Can I leave my job for $100,000?
yes, you can.
Yay! Pickup truck, pickup truck, pickup truck, pickup truck.
No, pickup truck. You can't drive, remember?
But Lid, I won't be able to have my road trip with Raiden. Wait, what?
No! No!
Ready to be like, boy, don't even think about it.
I'm at 0-0.
Same.
0.
3, 2, 1, play.
I'm in front of a restaurant with a $100,000 check. Hey, how's it going? I'm curious if you would quit your job for $100,000.
No, I don't think I would. Like, I have got bills to pay.
You could get a different job and have $100,000.
My boss would not be happy.
Let's ask him. Would you be mad if she quit for $100,000?
Not at all.
You heard your boss.
Okay, I'm putting my 2-week notice right now.
Well, no, 2 weeks.
And if you don't believe the money is real,
No, not 2 weeks. You go.
$100,000 in double.
Mr. Beast, thank
Oh
you.
my
I'm
God!
my job now.
Whoa.
We're just getting started. We have hundreds of thousands of more
You're gonna have to
dollars
look for another
giveaways.
job because
And now we're
that
gonna
money's
do
not
it
gonna
again
last
at
very
Walmart.
long.
Have either of you seen the channel Mr. Beast?
Yes.
Walmart!
Would you quit your job for $10,000 in cash?
No.
I figured you'd say that. You don't actually have to quit your job. Do you want 10 grand though?
Yes, I would love it.
Here you go.
Wait, what?
Quit her job. Oh, you're crying?
We just found out my grandma had stage 4 cancer.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
It's just God way of working things out. Like, this
Yes.
is such a
Yes.
blessing.
Now we're on a football
Yes,
field with two
indeed.
ex-quarterbacks. Now, can you throw that football to him? You guys just made $1. You just made another $1. Every time you throw the football back and forth, you guys get $1. Now, here's the thing. If one of you drop it or it touches the ground, you lose all your money. They literally have all day to make as much money as they want. We're gonna go to the next bit.
Wait, checks for money.
$1,000 mansion, and this is the key to the front door. Play dramatic music. That felt empowering. I feel like a man now. Now. Nolan, if you pick the correct key out of this fishbowl that unlocks this door, you get to keep this mansion. Pick a key. No, wait! Good luck. Oh, he's dumping the keys out.
This could be an $800,000 decision.
Nolan, you're taking forever. Pick a key. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was a bad decision.
If this key unlocks the house, he gets a mansion. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
Screw this key!
We are now at an airport and this is a pilot.
Screw this
And
key!
I want you to take this piece of paper and make a paper airplane. And if it makes it past this line, he gets $1,000. $5,000, $10,000, and if it makes it all the way past this line, $20,000.
Depends on how the wind's
anyone
blowing,
who knew how to
though.
make a perfect paper airplane, it would be Wayne.
That would be me.
Do
Yeah.
you think you're gonna win the 20 grand?
I'm gonna give it my best shot.
I know how to make a perfect
$20,000 is on the
paper
line.
airplane.
For the precision. Oh! That's not bad. Wait a minute, Chris.
Whoa!
We made it.
This is the halfway point of the airplane.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right. You just won $10,000 in cash.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Wait, can we just throw this money in your plane?
Yes, sir. Put it right back here.
Now that the money's in your plane, the only reasonable thing to do is fly off, right? All right, let's go give away more money. Now we're on the side of the road, and we have a flat tire. And whoever helps us change this flat tire
Okay, got an
first
ad.
gets the car.
All right, hold up. Where are you at?
Yep.
254.
254.
Yep.
Okay. Back to Okay, back at 254.
254.
3, 2, 1, play.
Now that the money's in your
Oh.
plane, the only reasonable thing to do is fly off, right?
Of course it is.
All right, let's go give away more money. Now we're on the side of the road, and we have a flat tire. And whoever helps us change this flat tire first
Literally
gets the car.
using a
Hey, we got a
pickaxe.
flat tire. Hey, what a jerk.
That's a semi. You really think they're gonna stop for
Yes,
you?
let's go. We got somebody.
We don't know how to change a tire. We've literally been on the side of the road for over an hour just waiting for someone to help us.
Are you serious? This happened to me like many years ago. Passing it forward.
I really like this guy. He said his car was falling apart. He's being very helpful, very kind. This is a perfect guy.
Brian, thank you so much for helping us change this tire. Do you see that camera over there?
Oh, yeah.
We're actually a YouTube channel with 50 million subscribers, and since you helped us change the tire on this car, it's now yours. Tariq, come over here.
What?
Don't get run over. Basically, we purposely popped that tire and waited for over an hour to have someone come help fix it. Since you were the one who helped us fix it, here's the key to your brand new car. Yeah?
Are you kidding me?
That's what you get for helping us, man. We appreciate it.
I'm just glad it went to someone who actually, could
What
use
happens
help.
to the old car?
No words.
This
That's a
right
good
here is
question.
David. He's a professional golf player. Dave, if you can hit a hole-in-one, I will give you $1 million today.
I think I can do it.
Do you actually? How many times have you hit on this?
Too many to count.
You ever hit a hole-in-one?
No, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Carl's 151 yards away, so the wind's coming off a little left to right. It is a little wet and damp, 60 degrees, which is a little bit cooler, so the ball's not going to want to fly as well.
He's really calculating everything. I'm starting to get nervous for my $1 million. Oh, dude, it's like actually going in that direction. Oh, snap!
Oh,
What?
Oh my gosh, that is so
Whoa!
Oh my God. Dude,
I got an ad coming up.
What
Oh
if,
my God.
whatever you do, just don't challenge Johnny to golf.
No.
No, God, no.
I'm at 448.
Hold
Two.
on. Let me get through my ads too. Same here.
All right. 3, 2, 1, resume.
You are less than one Chris away from $1 million. Dave, you didn't win $1 million, but if you can hit it in on this next stroke, I'll give you 10 grand.
Thank you so much, guys, for this opportunity. It's unbelievable. That's the best way to put it.
And speaking of winning 10 grand, I wonder how the football players are doing. Gentlemen, what is up? Dude, it's almost dark out.
Yeah, it's getting rough out here.
This is how many times they've thrown it back and forth so far.
Whoa!
Look at how full this case is getting of money that they've made. I have one challenge before we go. If you go 10 yards back and do one throw, I'll add $5,000 to your total. This is a $5,000 throw. Actually, this is more. This is $5,000 plus all the money you've made, because if he drops it, they're done.
You ready?
Yep. Oh boy, I'm nervous. He threw it.
I'm nervous.
That was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man. This trash bag has $5,000
Yeah.
in it. Our boy Chandler here
I think
hungry.
I
Chandler's
think the
gonna order a
stream's
pizza from Papa
been
John's. Chris is
stopped
gonna order a
for
pizza
privacy
from Papa.
violations.
Ah, boo.
Hang on, let me see. Huh. Oh, that's weird.
It happened again.
Give it a minute. Sometimes when it does this, it kicks back in a little bit later afterwards. Let me just go into the dashboard a second. No, it says we're still live. It says
I've got
here.
it running.
It says here
Got it running.
temporarily blocked, as in it's not going to be permanent.
Yeah.
That's telling me stream's unavailable.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pain. I'm starting.
I think it might be for the Mr. Beast video.
It wouldn't surprise me. All right, all right, let me. Right, if I push it back to the Mission Impossible article, it should now. Should actually, kick back in, because obviously, it's not looking at that anymore. That is really weird. Right. If I just do a refresh. Come on, come on. Yeah, I'm not having anything pop up. That is really weird. We'll do if I right, 'cause it should start receiving the data now. Like I say, that is really weird.
Apologies for that, folks.
Yeah, don't know what to make of that. Let's see. Well, I've got, like I say, on the Mission Impossible thing, so... Alright, I think probably what we'll have to have as a rule now, we can't stream any Mr. Beast videos. It's not something I wanted either, but it is what it is.
YouTube doesn't like that.
Well, here's the thing. We're helping to advertise the guy, and plus it's falling under fair use because we're providing commentary for it, to criticize and just talk along with it. So I don't see the issue personally, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, let me find something nice and quick to go with, just so that we don't end on a complete downer. Let's see. Here we go. Right. Let's see. Right. Courtney Cox promises an emotional and surprise-filled Friends reunion special. When it comes to encapsulating the energy of people in their carefree early 20s, few sitcoms work better than Friends. The series is one of the most popular shows ever created, and its enduring popularity has been a source of delight for several generations of fans. Last year, it was announced a Friends reunion special program was being organised to launch the star of HBO Max. The event had to be postponed following the global lockdown, but recently completed taping. In an interview with Ellen DeGeneres, Courtney Cox, who played Monica Geller on the show, shouldn't it be Monica Bing, teased an emotional and surprising episode for fans. It was an unbelievable experience. It was so emotional. It's an unscripted reunion. We got to be on stage 24 for the first time, all of us, in like 17 years. I have the worst memory, but during her time on stage 24, everything came up that I had forgotten about. But it was great. It was really fun. We had a lot of special surprises, and it was fantastic. After Friends ended in 2004, rumours almost started immediately of special reunion episodes, a movie, or even a new series that catches up with the main cast of characters at a later stage in their life. But most of the cast firmly resisted the attempts to come back into the fold, expressing their desire to take on new roles and projects. What we got was the ill-fated Joey spin-off featuring Matt LeBlanc's return as the titular character without the other 5 friends. The show was dismissed by both fans and critics and cancelled quietly after 2 seasons, with LeBlanc commenting, "The pressure was huge. I can't lift the weight that 6 people were lifting. Those were big shoes to fill." Ever since then, calls have been growing for some sort of Friends reunion project. Warner Media was well aware of the demand and decided a Friends reunion special would be the perfect way to attract a number of eyeballs to their new streaming service. The main 6 cast members, Cox, Jennifer Aniston, Lisa Kudrow, Matthew Perry, LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer, are reportedly being paid giant sums to participate in the unscripted episode where they reminisce about their time spent making Friends. Some of the reminiscing was done by Courtney Cox alone during her time on Ellen. The actress spoke about the iconic opening song of the show where the main cast is seen frolicking in a water fountain. According to Cox, the sequence is a lot more fun to watch than it is to film. It definitely wasn't my idea. Somebody thought it'd just be really fun. We were out in that fountain for a long time, and let me tell you what happens. It's not fun to be dancing in a fountain for hours and hours. I remember Matthew Perry saying at one time, "Can't remember a time that I wasn't in this fountain." Literally, we were just like, OMG, how much longer am I going to pretend I love dancing in the water? It was fun, but not really. Well, we're getting a reunion episode. I think it's going to be something akin to what we got with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. So, yeah, that's what it sounds like. And, you know, some certain things about Friends hasn't aged too well. Like the jokes about Monica's weight when she was a teenager, especially with the prosthetic makeup. I don't think they would do that today, but it was the mid-90s, so it was a much different time. People weren't offended over anything and everything. And I think if Friends were made today, I don't think as many gay jokes would be made on that because the world's a very different place, and yeah, that wouldn't happen today. How characters like Chandler and Ross would be perceived, I don't know. Especially Ross, especially the way he comes across as being so petty. I mean, the way he's portrayed as a father with Ben is actually one of the few times you don't have any beef with the guy because he's trying to be a decent father. But the stuff that, you know, with him and Rachel, it's just like we said once before. It was an abusive relationship. They just weren't stable. I'll be glad to see it when it comes up. That's all I really got to say about that. Steve?
Well, it'll be certainly great to see the cast back together again. Didn't watch much of Friends growing up, so I don't think it will resonate that much with me, but I can see how others are going to enjoy it.
Raiden?
I mean, a lot of people talk shit about Friends and how it wasn't funny and all that, but I thought it was fun. I mean, there are many others that are better than Friends, but it has a special place in my heart, especially Joey. So, man, I'm definitely looking forward to the reunion and all. So, there you go.
I think one of my favorite moments is where they've come back from Monica and Chandler's wedding, and he's going into Monica's fridge. He goes, Joey, what would you do if a girl you went out with came back and told you she was pregnant? Like, he just stands up so quickly from the fridge, goes, who called here? Was it a tanning salon? I should never have gone in after seconds. It's just this look in his eyes of, who called here? Or the way, I know we've said this before, the way his eyes light up when he figures out on his own that Monica and Chandler are, if they like, ooh, ooh, ah, oh. It's like Raiden said, you know, they go and say the character's a little bit on the slow side, but he figured that all out on his own. You know, he... Lids, thoughts?
It should be fun. It's again, I liked Friends when I was like growing up. I do still have some fondness for it, even though some of its humor might be a little dated and its storylines might be a teensy bit passe. But again, it's like it's still got a sense of humor. Again, if you like your tongue-in-cheek humor, it's there for you. And I'm just glad that we get to see the cast back together again, at least.
Yeah. Alrighty. Guess that'll about do it. You know, sincerest apologies with the stream being interrupted. I can only presume, like I say, it was the commentary for the Mr. Beast video, because only trying to, you know, spread the guy's good word, because he is legitimately doing a lot of good. But YouTube obviously has an issue with it, so, you know, it only made sense to not stream that video any further. So, you know, for all those that were attending, I do apologize. It's, you know, it's just the way that the system is at the moment, and sometimes you have to work within it. Make of that what you will. But until next time, I am the Knight, saying good night from the night.
And don't forget to check out MJ Knight's Teespring page and Kaiju Noir's comic, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, now available on Amazon and Comixology.
Shameless plug.
Hey, you gotta help your friends out.
That too. And buy the shirt inspired by Raiden. Take this L.
Also, get that coffee cup. Your L sustained me.
Yeah.
Buy so many that Raiden can afford his mansion of slandering.
Yes.
And I don't know, buy enough money for Lids so that she can have a golden retriever puppy.
Aww.
I thought I was your puppy. Oh, good lord, that's an image nobody wants.
No.
And on that note, we're done, folks.
Good night, everybody.